Okay, so those who are familiar with my channel, you obviously know I'm not really big on making too many videos in 1 week, but we had to drop an extra one this week because the Daredevil Born Again trailer dropped, and after watching it, I have some thoughts. Now, usually a lot of the videos I make have a script. This one I just watched the trailer, and now I'm making the video. Now, this trailer answered a few questions that some of the fans had after the show had finished. Obviously, a lot of people wanted Daredevil Season 4, and when Born Again was announced, a lot of people asked if it was going to be a reboot or if it was going to be a sequel. Now, after watching the trailer, it seems like it's definitely a sequel, which I prefer. I don't feel like we would need to reboot this, especially if Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil, and Vincent D'Onofrio coming back as Kingpin, and Jon Bernthal coming back as Punisher. Now, the trailer starts off and we see Matt and Kingpin sitting in a diner together talking. Clearly, this is after everything had happened at the end of Daredevil Season 3. Kingpin is out, and him and Matt are just having a little chat in a diner, where Matt shares some of his uncertainty of Kingpin's true nature and the real thing that he's trying to do as mayor. Now, we don't get too many story beats, but we do see Foggy again, we do see Karen again. Foggy definitely cleaned up a little bit, and we find out that Matt has actually retired from being Daredevil due to crossing a line. Now, from my knowledge, this is definitely something that must have happened off screen, because by the end of Daredevil Season 3, but this is clearly about Daredevil coming back into the fold as the vigilante. Now, we see Bullseye again, we see the Muse, which is a character I'm not really familiar with, but I'm excited to see how they go because apparently they're freaking nuts in the comics. And I feel like this trailer kind of answered a few questions that people had had besides what I've already covered, and that was, will this get like Disney-fied? Will this be less violent? Will this be less adult-centered? And from what I can tell from the trailer, I don't think so. We had some pretty gruesome arm breaks, we had some fighting, we had Punisher coming back, and if Punisher's back, absolutely this is going to be adult-centered, and they're probably going to use an episode of this to set up another backdoor pilot for Punisher, because apparently he's getting his own revival series. I just kind of want this show to be what Daredevil on Netflix was, but on Disney Plus now, where they probably have a bit more money to throw around, they're more connected to the MCU, so they can have a few other cameos if they'd like. I wouldn't want that. I'd honestly prefer if the only cameo in this entire series would be from Punisher, because then that would make it feel like how it felt the first time around. If they'd like to reintroduce Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, or Iron Fist, that would be kind of cool, but I really don't think they will because those three shows didn't do as well. I think Jessica Jones was the only one that did moderately well, and nobody remembers the Defenders, honestly. From what we actually saw in the trailer, I liked it. I really liked everything I saw in the trailer. It didn't look bad. It didn't look like it was trying to bait off of what we liked in the past with this show. It seems like the people who are behind it this time around, I'm not exactly sure if it's the same team that's working on it. I highly doubt it. But with how Marvel has been kind of on the downward spiral with its MCU stuff, with a lot of stuff not really working out the way that they had wanted it to, only a couple of their properties actually doing well in the movie and TV, sector, I feel like Daredevil Born Again has the chance to really bring back another audience that had left Marvel because they had felt it gotten a bit too comedic centered and kind of a shell of what it was when it was in its heyday, which was when Daredevil was on, Punisher was on. We were still in the Avengers era of MCU movies, and nowadays we don't really have anything that kind of stands out. We obviously had Deadpool and Wolverine, and we had Spider-Man No Way Home, but besides those two massive successes, I can't really name you something else that did a big boom for Marvel. Loki was pretty big and Moon Knight was pretty big, but those were the two last huge things that Marvel had, and I think that Daredevil could honestly be another one. I think that Daredevil's an IP that's gotten really popular since the show came out. People were clamoring for more. You had celebrities online were asking for the Daredevil show to come back. You had celebrities online that were asking for the Punisher show to come back. These were big successes on Netflix, and when they were canceled, it kind of sucked because I feel like we had more story with these characters. But overall, I really feel like this trailer gave us what we needed and gave us the hope as fans that this is actually going to be really good. I was kind of on the fence about Born Again. I didn't really know what to think of it, but this trailer kind of made me hype again for it. Just a few days ago, I was actually looking up the Born Again trailer, and I didn't see anything, and then just a couple days later, they dropped this. And the only reason I had looked it up a few days ago was talk about it with a friend who had recently watched Daredevil, and I was just kind of really nervous about how Born Again would do it because obviously he was in She-Hulk, and She-Hulk didn't do very well, although I didn't really mind Matt's appearance in She-Hulk. She-Hulk itself, I did not like that show in the slightest, but Matt's appearance was kind of cool. I didn't really like the suit. I know it's more of an homage to how he was when he first came out. The live action, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but honestly, I think the trailer was good. I know I'm kind of rambling on. Like I said, I don't have a script for this video. I just pressed record, set up my mic, and that was it. Because I'm really excited about this show. This is something that I really liked. Like I said in my last video, my top 10 of all time, Daredevil was in there, and it was the thing that introduced me more to reading more Marvel comic books and expanding from just reading DC characters. I was always more of a DC person, but Daredevil kind of brought me more into Marvel. So I really hope they do this well. I really hope this is a successful series, because then we can get more of it. We can get more seasons that we should have had back in 2018 or 2019 when this show end it. And if it's popular, it'll give more ground to the Punisher series that they're trying to revive. So thank you for watching. Those are just kind of my scatterbrained thoughts. I really like the trailer, and I really hope this is good. So thank you for watching. I'm not postponing any videos. This was just an extra video for the week. So I thank you for watching. See you guys next time.